You got the mic?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we are going. And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem in the Crypto episode 206. Today is Monday, July 16th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish.
At 10, right at 10 today.
Here we go, on the spot. Right on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get some quick shout-outs. What's going on, Antonio? Early Bird Squad, Christopher Ladd, Whoop Whoop, Marcellus Love, Gabriel Hernandez, Cryptoholic Anonymous, Game I Peep, Jizzy Mac, D True, Cornelius, Rashid L, Psycho Bunny Jones. What's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. Alpha Robbins. Yes, it is a lot going on today.
Absolutely.
And yes, new shirts are on the website.
Yep. Still getting developed. Shouldn't be up yet, but
it's not up. Okay.
Yeah, I would say they may be posted right now. Still working on the back end part. So
yeah, we're still working on the back end. I was about to say thanks for letting me know. And I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
All right. Who won a free Bitcoin last week?
Oh yeah. So for the free Bitcoin, there were no answers, so there were no winners, unfortunately.
I went those Satoshis. People losing faith. People losing faith. They don't. Hey, we'll keep them.
Yeah, but I mean, you can answer while we're going through the show today. The question, I ain't gonna get anything for it, but the question basically was, do you think the price of Bitcoin will be higher than the price of Berkshire Hathaway shares, which is $280,000 per Bitcoin? So if you think it'll be past that in 2023, I know there are a few people who think it'll be past that before then. Some people think it won't. If you want to comment while we're going, let us know. But nobody answered on the video, so no Satoshis today.
No Satoshis today. We'll have more later. All right, let's break into these news. There's a lot of stories going on. Top stories, a few of you all know we tweeted about it this weekend. We talked to a few people offline about it. But a United States election probe implicated Bitcoin, and the reaction was swift.
Word.
All right, people, this is great news. We are almost at the point where President Trump will mention the words Bitcoin in 2018, as we said. I'm sticking to that.
I think he's the only person who hasn't said
He's the only one. Listen,
he's the only one.
President Trump, you over there playing with Putin. We need you to say those words to make it what it is. All right, look. We are going further and further along that that progression of it's not real, well, this and that. Now they're blaming it on all the bad news in the world. Of course, the next news we're going to hear is that it funded a terrorist activity, which I'm sure we dig deep enough, we'll find out who really did the terrorist activity. But
which we predicted about 6-7 months ago.
Oh, we said that long. That was almost a year ago. We talked about this.
Yeah.
But if you haven't heard, Rod Rosenstein, the Deputy Attorney General of the United States, sparked a social firestorm when he revealed that a dozen Russian military intelligence officers indicted? I don't know where I'm looking at. Indicted on Friday used Bitcoin to fund hacking efforts during the 2016 presidential election. We're still on the 2016 president. Listen,
hey, we made it.
She lost. All right, she lost. People, it's over.
Yeah, let it go, man. I don't know.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Another representative Emmanuel Cleaver, and this guy, I mean, out of all the people who shouldn't be jumping on the bandwagon, I can't believe he did. Mm-hmm. But he said, I've been warning of the potential dangers of Bitcoin being used by nefarious, and he actually used @Bitcoin. Do you know @Bitcoin is actually for Bcash people? Yeah. Look, you don't even know what you're talking about, Representative Emmanuel Cleaver.
What a player.
What? Come on. Wait, what did you just say? He said @Bitcoin is Bitcoin Cash. You don't even know what you're talking about. You want to blame something.
Yeah.
Being used for nefarious actors. Now we know Russia used cryptocurrency to fund their meddling campaign in 2016. The crypto industry needs to step their game up. Wow. This is coming from a politician in the United States.
We need to step our game up?
Right.
Are you serious? Oh, the crypto industry needs to step their... Are you serious? Have you not been around the last, 70 years? He looks, around the age where he's been around to see the change in the economy. Crypto has nothing to do with the crimes that people have been committing. People have been committing these crimes, if it's a crime.
Right.
People have been doing this for years, before crypto was ever invented. And the fact that they're making a big deal out of it is kind of funny. We've had hacks bigger than this. If you dig deeper, only about $95,000 worth of Bitcoin was moved for this meddling. And I believe if somebody was
if you can win an election with $100,000, come on,
they wouldn't even take we wouldn't even need donations anymore. Just $100,000 is all it takes for people to be able to take down a whole election using cryptocurrency. Well, that sounds kind of silly.
And they did hack the election. That's even more reason to resort to crypto and blockchain tech.
Yep.
But I love this tweet by this person, Bash CO. They said corrupt politician expresses concern over hackers who expose vast political corruption within his own party. They rigged their own primary election. Somehow it's Bitcoin's fault. Mr. Cleaver and his associates are a bunch of corrupt idiots. I mean, if I remember correctly, wasn't Bernie Sanders supposed to be the primary candidate for the Democratic Party?
What happened there?
Yeah. Who rigged that one?
Some people got fired for that.
Oh, what corruption and Bitcoin had to do with that? I mean, come on, this is ridiculous.
Hey, man, both of y'all sound silly on both sides trying to go back at each other and then throwing crypto in the middle of it. We don't have anything to do with you. It's a medium of exchange. People are going to use whatever, whether it was cash in the Cayman Islands or whether it's Bitcoin over the computer.
Because if it wasn't Bitcoin, then the double bags of cash that gets passed across banks and state lines and and national borders daily would not have been. That wouldn't happen.
And it's documented. We have documented proof of this happening years before Bitcoin was created. Now Bitcoin is a scapegoat because it has some sort of privacy that people can use depending on your VPN and server setup. So so really, if this is something that they're exploring, go ahead and waste our money some more. Who cares? I mean, they're going to waste it on something else.
They said time to drone strike mining farms, in my opinion. That's pretty funny. Again, this is ridiculous. All right. This is ridiculous. For one, this is Russian military officers, intelligence officers at that. So if Russian intel officers are using crypto or Bitcoin to sway elections, I can guarantee you the United States have people using it too. We're not going to let nobody get a leg up on us. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
I worked for an admiral before, and he said the best thing. He said there is no such thing as a fair fight. I don't believe in it. I wanted the water. In fact, I want water down. He basically said, I want to kill all of them. I don't want to lose one of us. Mm-hmm. So you think that Russian intelligence officers, who I highly doubt they did this, but all of a sudden they're using cryptocurrency and all this other stuff to sway the United States elections, but the United States is not doing anything about it, and we don't have a leg up or anything.
We have 100%
so
free
we're behind
and fair
Russia.
elections.
We're behind Russia on this. Is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
I mean, just that statement this guy made says so much about our national security. All right, and I mean, frankly, he's just talking out of turn. All right, go sit back at the little kids' table. You're still adding Bitcoin, the wrong account, to even talk about Bitcoin. Yeah, we're supposed to listen to you.
Who is this guy?
We should have gave this guy a dime of the day, man.
Emmanuel Cleaver.
Man.
We owe you one.
Yeah, we owe you one, Representative Emmanuel Cleaver. And whoever he represents, can we please get this guy out of office, all right?
Oh, yeah, we got a Dino IOU.
Oh, my, yeah, Dino IOU, I like that. All right, in better news, but still just as funny, Blackrock eyes Bitcoin futures. And, of course, the title says the market reacts, but the market is doing what it's doing, people.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, it's funny. They mentioned Blackrock futures. Mm-hmm. Everybody got kind of excited, like, oh, this is the biggest, $1 trillion. I think they managed $7 trillion worth of assets right now. A lot of people got excited. Most people kind of just was like, blah, which I kind of was. Right. And I kind of got confirmed this morning when, you see the story come out where it says BlackRock's Fink says clients have zero interest in crypto. Now, I don't think his clients have zero interest. However, I do believe that they're such a big company to have so many assets under management. Crypto is not high on their priority list. It doesn't mean zero. I think that was kind of overstated. Maybe they said that just so people won't think they have nothing to do with it. But I'm pretty sure at least one person asked about it. And to the extent that they asked about it, who knows? But I don't believe any client has sought out crypto exposure, which is the CEO Larry Fink talking. And I've not heard from one client who says I need to be in this. Of course,
nobody talk to all your clients.
Exactly, you talk to all your clients, and plus, if you've had assets under management, nobody really calls and says I need you to put me in this for something that's worth only a market of $300 billion.
You're not going to call Franklin Templeton and say, "Hey, can you switch over my?" Yeah,
exactly. So it's no surprise nobody's called you Larry Fink, and especially you got brokers. Yeah, you got brokers, you got people working for you, secretaries. Of course, they didn't contact you directly, but I'm sure there are some that want exposure. This news is kind of just kind of blah, like I said, because they can be interested in crypto. Has nothing to do with them buying the underlying asset until in my opinion, an ETF maybe approved from that point. We'll see, but. Right now, it's kind of
And not only, I like how this article highlights, this is a U-turn on BlackRock's previously critical stance toward cryptocurrency. All right, stories like this, people, we're talking about now because, $7 trillion assets under management, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is we're going to see every bank, every capital management firm, every venture capital, everyone is going to go toward cryptocurrency. All right? Mm-hmm. They've been fighting it for years. They will all come. They will all come.
It will take time.
We've been saying it. It's going to take time. So the fact that they're establishing a working group, the fact that they're doing a 180, the same way Goldman Sachs kind of never picked a side, but who am I thinking about? Dino Diamond and Chase Bank. Yeah. The way they did a 180, the way Bank of America is doing 180s, they're all going to come around. So expect to see more stories like this. I mean, that's the bottom line. It shouldn't shock you anymore. We'll see more big funds coming on over, and it is what it is. Again, this is the part where they're about to buy their way in. Yeah. And a good point of this, actually, if you haven't already seen it, Andres Antonopoulos just released a new video yesterday. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but he basically talked about this. He was like, hey, what's the end goal of Bitcoin or crypto? What's the win for you? Yeah. And he was saying that if it's just mass adoption and it being worth a lot, because his point was don't look at market capitalization. He was like, that's the wrong way to look at it, because if you look at market cap and which coin is worth the most and all that, he's like, Bitcoin will lose. Yeah. Because you're going to have the Blackrocks coming in. You're going to have the JP Morgans coming in, the Goldman Sachs, and they will develop. And he even talked about the CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. He said they're going to create one, and they're going to pump all their money into it, and they're going to try to structure it so if you don't use it, it's illegal. Yeah. And because of that, they're going to have the highest market cap. They're going to be worth the most, and they're going to be the most used as far as mass adoption. Yeah. So he was just basically saying this is going to happen. BlackRock is going to come. Goldman Sachs is going to come. All these people are going to come. Just remember that if it's not Bitcoin, if it's this manufacturer, whatever they're coming up with, you need to be leery of it.
Yeah, sort of that basket of assets,
right? Exactly.
Based on the market cap, because market cap can be inflated. If I created 100 billion tokens right now and I got a listing price of $30 right now, then I have a $3 trillion market, just like that. I mean, it's $3 billion. I mean, it's retarded how people take it and then they go, oh yeah, this is the market cap. This is where it's going. It's like you can inflate that in a second. So shouldn't use that as a standard for your assets.
Much appreciated, Tony. It's called Measuring Success, Price or Principle. That's the video name. If you haven't checked it out, it's only like 36 minutes. It's a good watch.
Absolutely.
G20 Watchdog develops Vigilant cryptocurrency monitoring framework.
Word.
Wow. Right off the heels of the United States saying that Russia uses intel officers in Bitcoin to crack. And that's the crazy. Even if they did use Bitcoin or whatever they use, cash, that they can use diamonds, marbles, gold. Like that's not the point. The point is
crypto kitties.
Right, they use crypto kitties to hack the election. Like this is so ridiculous. The Financial Stability Board, the FSB, an international body. How many acronyms have we heard this year? Tasked to monitor the global financial system while coordinating regulation for G20 nations, basically all the nations in the J5 and all the Western countries that work together, has published a new framework for monitoring cryptocurrency assets. Same thing we've heard, people. They're basically saying that they're going to look at metrics like market cap, as we just discussed, price levels, volatility of major cryptocurrencies. And of course, they're doing this. I'm going to highlight this. To help identify and mitigate risks to consumer and investor protection, market integrity, and potentially to financial stability. So this is for you. They're doing all this for you.
We're doing this for you.
Right.
You know, guys.
Go ahead.
I mean, I was going to say, to dig deeper into it, their actions. So first we have the FSB. Right. Their job is to set the framework with metrics to monitor crypto assets. The CPMI. Their job is outreach, monitoring, and analysis of digital ledger technology applications and payment innovations, such as cryptocurrencies, which we have. The IOSCO, they work on initial coin offerings and regulatory issues around crypto asset platforms. And then you have the BCBS, who they quantify the materiality of banks' exposures and they clarify the prudential treatment of such exposures. So basically, in a nutshell, 4 different organizations, they break up the different ways. One has the framework with the assets, one digital ledger technology, one for ICOs, and then one for banks. They basically just analyze each group's relation to cryptocurrency. So what that'll do is it'll make it in the eyes of people who are around the world, who are regulators. It'll make it okay for them to go ahead and say, okay, this is the framework they've given us. This is what we can do within that. So that's what they're trying to do. G20, I don't think they'll agree on everything. However, power is something. I can guarantee you right now, if people wanted to create these rules a long time ago, they would have. So if they do it now, then this must be the time. So it's coming, but G20 is kind of pushing it forward with all these different groups. So
and it's pretty interesting. Here it says, chaired by the Bank of England Governor Mark Carney, the FSB added, quote, while the FSB believes that crypto assets do not pose material risk to global financial stability, at this time, it recognizes the need for vigilant monitoring in light of the speed of the market developments. So what they're saying is, it will pose a risk.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you don't say.
Right now it doesn't.
2018, you just realized that crypto assets will pose a risk. It won't pose a risk actually to the financial stability. It'll pose a risk to the United States dollar and possibly the euro and all their fiat currencies that you just keep printing from the Fed with no recourse. But to the global financial stability, I don't think it'll pose a risk. And S1 Dubs, one of our commenters, made a great point. They say they will make the crypto market resemble Wall Street market. Goodbye, savage gains.
Yep.
Don't know why retail crypto investors are giddy over these institutions coming into space. That's what we've been saying. Everybody says we need these institutional investors and all this regulation and structure. You must not like a 300% gain in a month. All right, you must like those back 2%. What we've been seeing recently. 6% here, 4% here, 8% here.
Yeah.
Just last year, add a zero to all those numbers. Add 2 zeros to some of those numbers, and that was the daily and weekly average. Pre-regulation.
Yeah, and I will say our discussions about institutional investors coming in, it's a process. So basically what you have is retail started it. You have holders and investors, whatever. Institutional people started entering. We had a big bull run. Now what you have is more institutional money coming, which will have retail investors jump into it, which that's actually what holds up the market is retail investors. Institutional investors, when they come in, all they're looking for is regulations and how can they make their money off of it.
How can they make a solid 4%? That's all they care about.
Exactly. But you sort of need them for the diddly gang to come along with it. You know what I mean? So the retail investor that's waiting for their favorite investment group to do something, they'll wait for them and then they'll jump in with their smaller groups or their themselves individually. So it's one of those things where you gotta kind of balance it, but at the same time going forward, it's sort of like I've always said, it's sort of the biggest honeypot of all time. Bring the banks in, bring them in. Yeah, come on, get into crypto and get this price up, and then what happens from there. So we'll see how this Vigilant cryptocurrency monitoring framework works. Right.
On the heels of all this news and regulations, I mean, this has been a regulation year. That should be the title of 2018 when it comes to crypto. It should just be the regulatory affair. The United States ranks as most favorable country for ICOs in recent report.
You got to be kidding.
Now, here's the thing about this recent report. I don't even see, what does it say? Okay, with the Crypto Finance Conference. All right, I was going to say they didn't even really highlight or mention the report, which is pretty interesting. But it looks like analysts associated, they're only associated, so it's not even the whole conference. But analysts associated with the Crypto Finance Conference compiled the research based on publicly available data of the top 100 ICOs by country in terms of funds raised and ranked them by number of projects launched. All right, a lot of things wrong with this story. For just to quickly point out, for one, this is analysts associated. We don't know who these people are who made this report. It could be any Joe Blow who got paid.
3 guys with a laptop.
Right, 3 guys with a laptop that got paid to shield the United States and other crypto markets. All right. Off the top of my head, and from what I've seen in the space, I would say the United States is definitely not the most favorable country. In fact, some of the countries they mentioned definitely are.
I mean, come on.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
You can't even invest if you're not an institutional investor.
Right. So you just cut out literally 99% of the population, but you're the most favorable.
But what's the metric for how they call it favorable?
Right.
Is my thing, because if they're talking about the amount of money coming into it, maybe it may be the U.S.
Possibly.
Because institutional investors, you have to have at least $1 million, so of course they have more money to put into it. And also with ICOs, before they had the clamp down on it in the U.S., there was a lot of activity early in the year last year. But
they're saying the amount of projects out the top 100. All right, again, This is ridiculous. You're saying, there's tons of coins, and some have fell from grace. You had some that were in the top 10 that's not there anymore. You see that literally every quarter.
Yeah.
So for them to say, well, the top 30 or a total of 30 companies in the top 100 cryptocurrencies out there were launched in the United States, that makes it favorable. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's fake news. I don't know what that
is.
I don't know what that is, man.
This is fake news. Yeah. I mean, again, I think everyone who pays attention to this space already knows that. I think, if anything, the U.S. is the least favorable country for ICOs. It's literally the last place you want to go to launch an ICO. If
you want to launch one, yeah.
But they're saying this is the number one place to do it. Hey. Helen Parks, shame on you for publishing this, whoever you are.
That's why they put it in quotes, most favorable. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Shame on you. No, there's important news. But. All right. Coinbase announces 5 possible new assets, make no guarantees for trade listing.
Oh, yeah.
Now, here's the important part of the story. Makes no guarantees for trade listing.
Oh, yeah.
To me, that sounds like another way to pump and dump.
Yeah, let's give them a good old sarcastic clap.
Hey, listen, sounds like a good old pump and dump. I heard one. You talk about market manipulation, here it is right in front of you.
Yeah.
you are literally a leader in the industry, and you're allowed to say, well, we might do this, we might not. I wonder if you bought any of these coins before you made this announcement and then sold it right as you made the announcement.
Hey, all I'm going to say is that was the worst blog I've ever seen in my life. That was supposedly good news.
Right.
Only because it says in the first in the first sentence, it says, today we are announcing that we're exploring the addition of the following assets. And after they list them, we're making this announcement internally at Coinbase and to the public at the same time to remain transparent with our customers about support for future assets. Now, what that means is that they're thinking exactly. So,
shame on you.
Shame on you first for thinking that's actually the thing. Two, there's no way possible for them to, in my opinion, come out and say we're listing these tokens and then they actually get listed. They have to gain the interest or gauge the interest of people to see what it does. And all they did was tell you is that we may think about putting these on. None of these coins may get listed. However, I think at least one will. Who knows how long it'll take? But if I had to guess, I would go with 0x. Just because the other ones have a lot more problems to go with. Right. Cardano, not developed enough. Basic attention token, it's still a token, so we don't know if
Stellar, it's maybe security.
Exactly. We was gonna say we don't know if it's security. Zcash, they talk about privacy rules.
They don't want to go that way.
You can't even use the Snark's algorithm to make it private. So it has to be a regular coin at that point.
So you're thinking 0x?
0x, only because of their purchase of Radar Relay, which was built on top of 0x. So. Coinbase announcement, like I said, is another non-starter. It was good for the headline because I guess people were just tired of Coinbase not adding anything. Right. But an Ethereum Classic was kind of underwhelming. Nobody really cares.
Well, anymore. Ethereum Classic is for people who actually like cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
straight up. It's like for the actual community. Now people just want to chill. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I get what you're saying with 0x. Makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cardano either, though. Yeah. Only because of their marketing team. Mm-hmm. And Coinbase is about getting these bans right now. All right.
Yeah. And Charles Hoskinson is he's well known in the community. So
right. So I wouldn't. If Cardano got listed, it wouldn't surprise me. Like you said, it's Stellar. Now today, figure out what's going on. Ripple, BAT, and Zcash. Their whole issues they're having. So
yep.
All right, well, let's see what Coinbase does. I know one thing, what they are going to do, and that's going to be the IPO very soon. They are gearing up to get ready. Oh, my goodness. Mm-hmm. All right, big story. A little bit, or definitely more on the technical side, but it's very important. Schnorr is looking poised to become Bitcoin's biggest change since SegWit. What's going on, Schnorr, and those signatures?
Oh, yeah. So one of the best things about crypto is we can have all the headlines and all the stories about price and investments. However, Bitcoin is the best simply because it has the best developers in the world. And what they've come up with now is a different signature to produce the keys that you actually use, private and public keys. There's an algorithm that's used to produce those keys. They're changing it. Very simple. It used to be, or they used to be ECDSA, and now they're going to Schnorr. The reason it's better is because they can actually upgrade it over time. Right. And these are basically the algorithms that generate your keys so that you can send and receive payments. You don't have to be a technical expert to know. Basically, the Bitcoin core contributors are all still working, no matter what's happening with the price, no matter what FUD is going out. This is good for the space because as the technology gets better, the adoption will come. I believe somebody just mentioned that if we have solid use cases and some completed implementations, that'll spark investment. Imagine when Bitcoin is developed to the point where it's running efficiently enough where, we have Lightning Network, Schnorr signatures, SegWit around this time last year was the biggest one.
Yeah, so, it went down. What was this, July 16th? Yep. Yeah, it went down around this time last year.
Yep, and then August is where you had the big Bcash fight, and then boom, we went from there. But, this is one of the best parts about the crypto world is there's people coding right now that are making the world better, and, some people are sitting around talking about what's happening with Coinbase. Like, who cares?
Well, what's really funny though is I just thought about it loud because I thought about this time last year, and it literally was like, whoo, okay, this SegWit 2x thing is over. All right, we can finally start, making money in the crypto field. Then it was like, oh, Bcash, come here. Then it was like, okay, this Bcash thing is finally over with. All right, now we can finally, price went up and went crazy. And then it was like, oh, regulators. So it's just like, every year. We think we're out of the woods, but it's like, nope, got a little bit more to try to suppress this thing as much as possible. But great news coming from for Bitcoin in general, Schnorr signatures. All right. Much wow. Okay, I'm not about to read some of these titles. I was like,
much wow.
Much wow. That was terrible. Dogecoin is now listed on Robinhood Crypto. That's all they should have put for this story. I don't know why they put much very trade. That was terrible. Dogecoin is now listed on Robinhood Crypto. If you watched us long enough, you have heard us occasionally slide in the occasional Dogecoin reference. We keep trying to tell people it is a working cryptocurrency. Whenever people want to complain about Bitcoin being too slow or the network's getting clogged or Bcash this or whatever you want to say, one thing we have continuously said is that Dogecoin actually works.
It's faster.
Dogecoin has a real community. And so many people know about Dogecoin and it works and people work on it, but so many people don't know about it is what makes it actually work still, and they don't really need to scale.
Yeah.
Dogecoin has been around. Dogecoin.
Started as a meme, now we're here. Started like a meme.
Stock trading app Robinhood has listed Dogecoin on its commission-free crypto trading platform, the company announced today. What are your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. Well, I am very excited to see a coin that has come from a meme all the way to a reputable
it is reputable.
Trading app.
This is
Robinhood. I mean, this is the possibilities blow my mind, because I remember when Dogecoin was first started out, it was a joke. People were, kind of just playing around with it. Also, they've actually made some contributions to the Jamaican bobsled team back in the day. They've actually donated to a few charities. So Dogecoin is one of those I call novelty coins, where people buy it just because they want to have fun with cryptocurrency or mine it for that reason. However, Robinhood has added it to their list of cryptocurrencies that you can trade. I think it's up to 5 now. And I believe you can watch another 11. So it's only available in 17 states. You'll have to look up if your state actually allows it. But this is great news for the crypto community, because finally there's some out there coin that was added. Because most of the time people think coins being added, it's the same, top 5 or 6. Dogecoin wasn't even thought of. It's only 44th in the crypto rankings as far as market cap. So we'll see how this goes, but great story to see there. Much wow.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, I just pulled up the Bitcoin talk and thread with Dogecoin. For those who don't know, Dogecoin literally has 1,413 pages. You talk about active community, people. This has been active for years. I'm just looking at it today. People are putting their price predictions in. Oh, somebody said might be a sign at the bottom is near or in. I mean, that's true, though. That is true. That's pretty funny. Somebody else said looks like it's going to be $15 by the end of this year. Somebody said it's not going to happen. But again, this is an active community. Let's go back to the first post, or at least because I know they reestablished a new and. Yeah, this first post you can see here goes to December 8th, 2013. All right. Look, they got the one. Okay, this is actually the upgraded one too. So May came out. The original came out before it. But they have the GitHub there, releases, Doge. I mean, this is all the very first information on it.
Oh yeah, good times.
And that's 5 years ago, people. So you talking about technology and how long it takes. We tell you every 2 years and all that. But this was 5 years ago. It's, it really got started and got picked up. And now in 2018, 1,413 pages later, now it's just getting listed on Robinhood, okay? So stop trying to rush Bitcoin and every other crypto out there. Yeah, it's going to take time.
It's getting listed next month. Probably not, man.
What do you mean it go up to 20,000 yet? It's fake news.
Yeah, exactly. So, it'd be interesting to see. I think Dogecoin, as far as the people who use it, they are very, very active as far as communities go. So
S1 Dubs, I like what you did there. Dogecoin has the most rabid supporters of all coins. The community is fun and nothing else, right?
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Ethereum's next big game will offer Major League Baseball collectibles. Say what?
That's what I'm talking
What's
about.
What's going on with MLB and crypto right now?
Oh, yeah.
Ethereum.
So Ethereum has basically produced crypto kitties, which we've discussed before. And now they will be offering Major League Baseball collectibles on the Ethereum blockchain. Which, as we've said before, whenever you have digital collectibles, that is an industry that kids will get into. And they're doing it because I believe they're trying to bring viewership or interest back into Major League Baseball, because a lot of younger people don't watch it. It's a microwave society. What's happening now? That's why basketball is a lot more popular. Even football is getting too slow for some people. So Major League Baseball is like watching paint dry for some kids. So hopefully, if they have a site where you can have collectibles, where you can actually look and have players who are worth whatever when they start and worth more later, that would be a digital way to trade cards, so to say. I like this idea. In my opinion, it's one of the best ideas to use is through crypto with collectibles. If you can collect something over time, like they've stated in big bold, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. Right. It's not a buy it and then try and resell it quick. It is collectibles. So over time, it could be one of those things that if you have a Major League Baseball player collectibles somebody else can't get. Long term, you raise the demand and you can raise the price. So.
And I mean, if you raise the price and these collectibles become worth a lot, then many things happen. I mean, first of all, you can sway United States election with them.
Yeah.
And then you can begin to use them to buy things. And then finally, the government can come in and put regulations around all these collectibles and say, you all need to give us 40% of everything you make off it. And it's illegal to create new collectibles and try to sell them.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you're already a millionaire.
Unless you're an accredited investor.
So, right.
You can't
I mean,
have an MLB.
So many things can happen with these collectibles. The future is bright. I love it, people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're not going to do anything more but push people towards it. Whenever people try and push away the old collectibles, then people move to digital stuff. Like we said, the Tamagotchi stuff, the Game Boys and all that opened a whole new wave. And all of the kids who had that then, they're, in their mid-30s now, late 20s. So it's not like, this is going away anytime soon. People collect stuff, all over the world. So good to see for Major League Baseball. They need some help.
Here we go. Marcellus Love said, what's the use case for Dogecoin? It works.
Yeah, it's fast and it works.
You gotta remember when it was it created in 2013? Yeah, it was created in 2013. I don't think it was December. I think they already they were definitely working on it before that. But when it was created, you gotta remember the competition wasn't as steep as it is now with coins. So to just have another cryptocurrency that works for transactions was big. And the fact that even now, we looked at it last year when the Bitcoin network got clawed, Bcash trolls. And when some of these other, Ethereum, some of these other platforms had issues scaling, it was like, well, what can we use for digital currency to still transfer funds from one country to another? We went to one place to another that will work very fast for a low rate, and that was Dogecoin. Oh, yeah. So as Jizzy Max said, Doge is the king of the crap coins. Yeah. So there you go. All righty. What are we doing for the free Bitcoin today?
Oh, yeah. So for the free Bitcoin, Major League Baseball cards that are on the Ethereum blockchain for the digital collectibles. Which Major League Baseball player or players would you own? Let us know and put your public address, and we'll send those free Satoshis.
There we go. And as always, as you can see on our outro screen, we have our discount code for the World CryptoCon that's happening October 31st and November 2nd. It gives you $250 off the tickets. Make sure if you plan on going, you jump on that fast. Those tickets are actually selling out very fast.
Oh, yeah.
I think they already have about 1,000 or so people coming, so it's going to be a pretty big event. A lot of good speakers. You get to meet all the YouTubers and all that good stuff as well. And then other than that, make sure you smash that like and share button if you like this to get this algorithm popping.
Absolutely.
Last thing, Marcellus Love said, I thought the creator said it was created as a joke. It was created as a joke.
It was a meme.
It was a
That's
meme.
how it started.
But it works.
But
it works.
As I said, when you have a community that forms around it, that's what happens.
Right. All right. Other than that, have a great day. Happy Monday. Get your week started off, people, well. Let's see what type of craziness happens in the crypto front. And until that terrorist activity is funded by it, we will see you tomorrow.
Have a good one.
Cheers.